there she is. My Road Glide, my 2024 Road Glide. You guys already know about it. And I'm seeing reviews online where they go ahead and 10,000 miles later, here's my review. And 5,000 miles, this is my take on it. And I love those reviews because that's how I learned about my bike. So I watch them, and I'm not discouraging them. It actually gets me pumped to want to ride. But then it dawned on me, they're in their honeymoon phase. What do they feel like after a year? What do they feel like when the newness is gone, right? What happens when she doesn't quite shine the way she did when you first got it? So my review is not going to be such and such miles later because I got like 6,400 or 6,500 on it. Nope. My review is it worth it? Do I regret it? 13 and 4 payments later. Do I regret buying this bike now that I've had it for a year with about 6,500 miles on it? Well, my answer is the $10 million question. Do I have buyer's remorse? So the reason why I went ahead and do this video is because obviously I've seen videos where guys are doing their final review of their bikes when they bought it, the 24s and 25s, and they're legit. I mean, these guys are pounding some crazy miles on their bikes. So they're doing things like, what's the review after 5,000 miles or 10,000 miles, and I get it. My review, though, because I'm on a fixed budget, do I have buyer's remorse, or is it worth it after 13, 14 payments? Aha! There lies the question, right? Do I have buyer's remorse? Is the honeymoon stage over? Okay, so when I first bought the bike, I traded in my 2012 Street Glide. I'll see if I can put a picture on it here. My 2012 Street Glide in Tequila Sunrise. Oh, I love that bike. I didn't have the confidence in it. She was inspected. She was fine. Just I had a couple of start issues with it, and I was not going to dump a bunch of money to have a mechanic run and fix it. So I traded it in to get a new bike with the warranty. We have peace of mind. She looked amazing. And about a month later, after I made up my mind, I went ahead and bought it in April of 2024. So in April 2024, I brought her home. And halfway home from the Woodstock Harley Davidson, Woodstock, Illinois, that's where I bought her. Halfway home, I had the check engine light on. Within a few minutes, the engine light went off. So it wasn't there anymore. Now, I took it home, was loving it, admiring it, a little freaked out, but shook off the bugs off of that. About 2 weeks later, I started noticing that my audio to just drop out. I mean, it would just die. No volume, no audio, no nothing. When that happened, I started seeing people post on Facebook the similar situation. So what did I do? I went ahead and learned to pull the fuse out. Everyone says that. If anything's wrong, if ever in doubt, pull the fuse out. I had this happen about 3 times. At that point, I was really getting frustrated with Harley Davidson. I mean, come on, guys. So there was bugs with the software. I'm a computer geek, so I get it. So I was being patient with it. An update came out, and that situation went away. So now that it went away, I tested out a little bit more. We were fine. Went ahead and upgraded the bike. So the first things I did was the slip-on. I did not want this bike to sound like a sewing machine. So went ahead and bought Chromeworks slip-ons. on there, and she just sounded fantastic. The next thing I did after that was to upgrade the sound system just in the fairing. I wasn't going to do the saddlebags. And did the Rockford Foz gates. And the stage 2 for the fairing. Went ahead and upgraded that. Oh, the bike's went awesome. But then the infamous CarPlay. The infamous Bluetooth. If I have to do another Bluetooth video, I'm going to punch a baby koala. And I cannot find the right solution. I mean, don't get me wrong. The first solution I did, where it looked like Radio Shack, for those of you old enough to know that, it looked like Radio Shack just threw up all over my bike. But I made it work. And the Bluetooth was fantastic. Went ahead and bought Tim's stereo adapter that goes underneath the seat. Liked that. It made it cleaner. But I was having dropout issues. Just all this stuff. The Bluetooth to this very day still is an issue. My final conclusion on that, believe it or not, I did a previous video saying otherwise. My final conclusion, Tim's stereo adapter works. You gotta let it sit for a little bit. You're gonna get dropouts. It's gonna happen at first. Something about the bike, had to know about it. Now, works flawless. I got under my seat. But yeah, before I even came to that conclusion, I went ahead and had a bunch of different adapter ideas, different things I bought, different combinations, blah, blah, blah. The main scare, which I'm hearing about still, the main scare is that people are reporting their cables melting. One guy I read about said that when he took out the cable, he had to break it, kind of pull it off the plastic, he could still see the metal piece inside glowing. So what's, caused that to happen? Some people say it was moisture in there somehow. He probably put the wrong cable. Guy swears it was an Apple USB-C cable, but it was melted. So that's where Tim's stereo adapter came in. I stuck with it. That's it. What else did I do? Went ahead and did the heat shield. Definitely got the heat shield done for the engine. And last week we got hit with some crazy heat wave. I mean, we were getting reports of streets actually buckling and stuff. So I did the heat shield. I can tell you right now firsthand, the cooled heads that this bike has, night and day, guys. I got it through the test. I mean, it was still a hot engine, but it was nothing like my 103. It just felt fantastic. So that was done. What did I do after that? Then we went ahead and put the Kahuna themed grips, heated grips, and it just makes the bike look good. Let's just be honest. It looks great. Went ahead and did that. Another thing I did pertaining to the audio system was that I actually put on, I don't know if this is going to mess with the audio. I'm going to close this. What I actually put on was the windshield test. So the windshield that it came with, yeah, she looks great. It had a little sporty mood look to it and everything, and yeah, it looked great, but it did nothing for buffering. And the truth was, you couldn't hear the audio. The stock audio that you went ahead and had, you can only hear it if you're up to 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. What was the point of that then? So before I did the audio upgrade, what I did was, I said that wrong. After I did the audio upgrade, I was still seeing some of that, and I wanted to go ahead and try something new, but I didn't want a big, giant, gaudy windshield. So I went ahead and got the CVO Sport 1, the little tiny flare on top, and man, the bike looks fantastic. When you put that on, whoo, delicious. However, it didn't do crap. It didn't do anything. Literally, I didn't feel a thing. Still the buffering. And then did then I got the tallest one from Harley Davidson because I liked the idea that it kept up with the lines in the front fairing. When I put that on, it was as if I put a whole new audio system in. Do not. That windshield was perfect. So I went ahead and put the windshield on, and that fixed that. So what else did I do? So then I went ahead and did the lids, the leather lids along with the seat. So the stock seat was great. It was fine for if you're, zipping through town and that. But for long rides and that, yeah, it was not going to do the job. So went ahead, Got the Saddleman blue stitching, Saddleman extended reach, road sofa, and got the Surefire, I think it is. I'll put the video up where you can see it, where you can see the actual picture. I got the Surefire saddlebag lids along with this, with the seat, and it just matched. The seat is awesome with the backrest. It changed it. It was rough the first few times I was riding it. I mean, it was like sitting on concrete. I ain't gonna lie to you. I second-guessed that purchase. So after about, I want to say 500 miles, it just started gelling well. No pun intended, because I have that gel, that patented gel inside. Next part was to get a backrest for my wife. We tried sissy bars. She couldn't do it. I was kind of missing the tour packs. I had it on my Glide, and I do take the bike to work. So when I take the bike to work, to put my laptop in there. Let's squeeze up. Oh, there we go. So I have to put my laptop in there. So I went ahead and did the research. I was not going to pay the Harley Davidson price tag. I'm trying to save a few bucks here and there. And again, just your average Joe, right? I'm not blessed to have a busy, booming business. I'm not blessed to have some sort of law firm. And I'm not mocking them. Hey, guys, I am not mocking that. If you guys have established and worked hard for your career that you can do this, that is a blessing from heaven. To God be all the glory. And, you know, it's great that we are having that kind of community where there is a type of people from all types, you know, plumbers all the way through lawyers and judges and doctors and cashiers, whatever it is. So I think that's great. So I'm not mocking that. Please don't misunderstand that. Don't leave any comments on that. Come on now. What I'm getting at is that being just your average Joe, I got to be kind of mindful of what I do. So, and looking at the tour packs, the Advent Black, at the time that I was ordering, was the only one Blue Burst. Hogwarts wasn't. Harley was way too expensive. I looked at it a couple other places. It wasn't going to work. So, got the Advent Black, mounted it, and it is spot on. I mean, it's just, I've had people think that I actually bought it from Harley Davidson, and I didn't. So, spot on. Then after that, I kept on reading about maintenance, right? Longevity of the bike. I plan to hold on to her for as long as I can. So I went ahead and looked into a stage 1. What does it look like? What should I get? Should I get the snorkel, aftermarket, yada, yada, yada. I've always loved the snorkel look, the way the snorkel kind of comes out in the front. So I got the snorkel, put it on myself. Again, I'm not even qualified to have a screwdriver. Went ahead and did that. Let me get over in the right lane so people can start passing, because I am not speeding. I'm on 14 right now. So went ahead and did the snorkel and the Screaming Eagle Bluetooth tuner. People come back and say, oh my gosh, when you do it, it wakes up the bike and it's all rah, 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 rah. No, it really didn't. That's my opinion. However, on sport mode, I hope I said that right. Yeah, on sport mode, oh yeah, she woke up. There was a little bit of a something that happened when you hit that throttle. As far as the exhaust note, yeah, it's got a throatier sound. I'm gonna give it that. There's this throaty kind of sound that it has. This just sounds marvelous. Just really, really good. It added bass. That's what it was. It didn't make it louder. It didn't make it huge. It just added a little bit of bass and it just a little gargly. So after all that, right, I did all that. Did a couple great rides with guys from church. And the question now comes up: all that investment. Oh, and the brake lights. How can I forget? Duh. Went ahead and put the brake lights. Went ahead and changed that up just so it's visible. Now, don't get me wrong, the new LEDs in the back are night and day difference, and my wife noticed that it's visible, you know, in the sense of being able to ride around, stop and go, and so it's very visible. So after all that, do I have buyer's remote? after paying for everything, after, everything that happened, with the hiccups and hearing the stories of melted cables and cylinder heads going out, which who knows who did what to those. Do I have buyer's remorse? I'm going to tell you right now, my final conclusion, 15 payments in, right? The honeymoon stage is over. Do I have buyer's remorse? The answer is no. I had a blast. I had a blast owning this bike. If you're debating about it, if you're wondering if it's worth the investment, it's really down to the user. It's going to be down to you guys, what you want to spend, what your finances look like, because unfortunately they're not cheap bikes. But I personally do not regret it. So there you go. Thanks, guys, for tuning into this and hearing me babble while I try to ride. Thank you to GoPro 360 not freaking working. I want that thing to work. It's a little bit of a challenge putting these things up. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Please subscribe. I'm going to be doing other videos, other routes, other rides. Please subscribe and share, like, notification, that whole thing. And would love to hear feedback from you guys, what you guys think. Okay? God bless you guys, and we will talk to you later. Peace.